receive this, and I really can't tell you how much it means to me. It is just absolutely important that this library do something like this, and it is such an honor to be the first person to receive it. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Grif. We really appreciate you being here. Now, Judge Rita Gruber is going to say a few words. She's the chair of the North Little Rock Chamber of Commerce. She's going to say a few words, after which we'll do a quick Q&A that Jeff and Grif can answer questions if any of you have some. Judge?
Well, I want to welcome each of you here today for the inaugural award to Mr. Grif Stockley. Grif and I know each other a long time, and one thing that hasn't been mentioned today is the fact that he's a lawyer too, in addition to being such an accomplished writer and author of the books that we've been discussing today. And Grif and I have known each other for a long time, and I would like to say thank you for the work that you've done on behalf of the legal community. You worked for many years for Central Arkansas Legal Services, representing the least and the people that often do not have legal services in our community. So thank you, Grif, for your good work in that area as well. On behalf of the North Little Rock Chamber of Commerce, I would like to welcome each of you here today and to just say how proud we are with the Chamber, with this library, and the work that Jeff and Ron and everyone that's here today does for the North Little Rock community. The business community is broader than just commerce. The North Little Rock Chamber of Commerce is sort of like what we sometimes call a big tent. We have more than just the people that are buying and selling. We have a larger community. For example, I'm a judge, and I'm on the board of directors, and luckily the chairman this year. And we just are trying to be very inclusive and try to involve everyone in our community in trying to make this the very best community that we can have in North Little Rock. And part of that is this North Little Rock Library. I think that those of us that grew up in North Little Rock, like myself, spent many hours here in the North Little Rock Library checking out books, reading books, doing research. And now we have so much more with the internet, with this lovely space that we have here, with this traveling exhibit. My husband and I came to the reception a week or so ago, and we were just amazed at the beauty of this space and the beauty of the photographs that we have here. So, healthy business, healthy communities. Part of that is having things like this library, like this award recognizing Grif today. We are making this the kind of community that everyone wants to live in. And so I just want to thank each of you for being here and for supporting the library and supporting the community that we call North Little Rock.
Thank you, Judge. And now I'm going to have Jeff and Grif and Ron come back up, and we'll present the award to you.
This is the biggest check ever.
Grif, welcome to the North Side.
Thank you so much.
Ron was pretty shaky.
Not much of it.
I'm not used to giving out $10,000.
I used to get it.
Not voluntarily.
Do we have any questions? Well, we're happy to answer questions.
Mr. Stockley, I'm Robert Sheeran. I'm with the Stevens Media, formerly of the Courier Index.
All right.
And I'm just wondering how your book, The Rule by Race, has been received by your friends over in the Delta.
That's a wonderful question. You know, one of the things about Arkansas is we are very polite to each other. I have not gotten a lot of response from people in the Delta. And I'm sure it is upsetting to people to read about all of our racial history, which has just been so tragic in many ways. The best part about this, though, is that in the last 50 years, there really has been a commitment to write more honestly and completely about race relations in Arkansas. And so in doing that, I think we are finding things that are very painful to read about. Just have the editor of the Encyclopedia of Arkansas is a friend of mine who is writing his dissertation at Arkansas State on sundown towns. And of course, people over in the Delta were not necessarily involved for that for reasons I won't go into. But that's been a part of all of Arkansas issues involving race. It's not just the Delta. It's not just northern Arkansas. We've had issues like this, and we all know that in central Arkansas. So, I recognize how painful it is to read about some of the things that are in rule by race. And frankly, it is painful to research issues like the Negro Boys Industrial School fire. But obviously, it's been a lot more painful for the people who suffered. But I'm convinced that we will never be able to reconcile this issue unless we face it honestly and come to terms with our past. So often we've used words like segregation as if that, and Jim Crow, as if those words encompass all of race relations, when in fact they only touch the surface. That we have to recognize that so much of our history has been a history of white supremacy in Arkansas and in the South and the country as well. But until we learn to deal with that and face it honestly, I don't think we'll ever get to a place where we can feel comfortable with each other. Yes, sir.
I guess my question is, in your previous research, you're talking about it was difficult to find things from the mainstream media about this particular incident. As your research, as you're working on this book, will it be primarily from the victims' families that you'll be basing your information?
Well,
give us a...
Yeah. What happened immediately after the fire occurred is that obviously in Arkansas Gazette and the Arkansas Democrat and papers actually throughout the country reported the fire. But within, say, a month, and certainly within the year, we had basically just gone on from that. One of the problems as a writer that I've had, and I think any person who is white who attempts to write about black and white issues encounters this, is that the African American community is obviously and understandably reluctant to share things because there is such still distrust, unfortunately, all too often in our communities between blacks and whites, and the history causes that. But one of the things that has happened, Ms. Long, who is here today, and her sons and family have shared with me some of the things in their past about what life was like for them in North Little Rock during the era of segregation and white supremacy. And that is one of the stories that I want to tell in this book, is the perspective from the families, what they went through to have their children placed in an institution